Hey guys, welcome to the nightclub. Your admission has been paid. You are free to enter and indulge in our dark secrets. The nightclub where everything's black except for blood, which is double black. Y'all are going with me to the Arboretum. I have something to teach you today. If a crazy person can teach a sane, then that is what I will do. I will instruct my sweet little captivated observers of my insanity with my complete lack of normal humanity. Let's shed some light on this situation, guys. Ooh, I look spooksy. Let's do something a little bit more. There we go. That's more diffused. All right. A little bit less R.L. Stein. The subject of tonight's crazy lecture: the importance of the number 23. You want to know the way off this planet? You want to know the way to stop incarnating and waging your enlightenment upon the planet's surface? You want to know how to hit power instead of reset? Well, consider me your research protector, as I can turn it all off. And the only thing you have to know is the number 23. More specifically, 22.5. Now, why, Stephen? Why would 22.5 be an important number? Let me draw it for you. You have your draw still, okay? Bam, bam, bam. This is Asgard, Hell, Frost Giants, Light Elves. What this is up and down, just like Christians assert. But these are the four worlds, above and below. Two above, two below. That being said, these are the cardinal directions. So, up, down, left, right, forward, backwards. This, you draw still, this Norse tree of life is a representation of the third dimensional realm, with a hint at something greater above and below. Now, why does this have anything to do with the number 23? Why, oh why, oh why? Well, the number 23, or 22.5, is not on that. Up, down, left, right, forward, backwards. This is dimensions in space-time. Now check this. If you view this like a three-dimensional plane, an X, Y, and Z axis, then you have 180 degrees, 180 degrees, 360. If you add in two more like the Kabbalah, you have 45 degrees between variance worlds. Well, I'm not looking to go down one of those paths. I'm not looking to go down an established path. The established path is this: the pyramid and the valley and the waters. This is the path. Oh, I'm alive, I'm dead. I'm alive, I'm dead. I'm alive, I'm gonna do this one a little bit. I'm dead. I'm gonna take this turn now. You're still on the same fucking path, you idiot. Oh, I'm gonna do this time. Still on the same path, you fucking moron. Oh, look at same mistakes you've made 1,000 fucking times. Still, I've got to keep going on this path. Well, guess what, guys? If you want to get off of the bus, you can't at this junction turn left or right or even go backwards or continue going forwards and get anywhere at all. You will stay on the figure 8. You're lying to yourself if you say that you're going somewhere new. But my job is to jump off the tracks like a Mario Kart secret passage tunnel that leads you ahead of the rest of the collective. A shortcut. Let's jump into the grass and go where no one's gone before. Stargate. Look at that, Leviathan's Cross, turn on the side. You know how people who are traditionalist Christians believe that this is evil, the devil's cross? They wear it upside down to mock Christianity. Upside down as opposed to right side up. A lot of Catholics say, no, that's actually St. Peter's cross. He was crucified upside down. St. Peter was Uranus. St. Peter was a dig. St. Peter was Simon Magus. He created a blood cult called the Catholic Church. This is bad. I don't care what anybody says, because Simon Peter is kind of a dick. I thought it wasn't as bad whenever I was, a learned Christian, but now that I'm more of a learned man, I realize how fucking bad it is. Even though St. Peter hung upside down like the fool, his son did it right from a fig tree. Good old Judas dangling in the valley. But the point of this is, you know how this upside down cross is supposed to be a mockery because it's an inverted cross? Our mockery of their satanic Leviathan's cross, if it is in fact satanic, not dysgnostic. This is Satan's cross. Stargate, or the double cross, Judas, Jesus, reincarnation. Well, at least that's what I think it stands for. However, one path is not any better than the other one, whenever you look at it from the side. I prefer instead to use this symbol, which I made up. I had no idea that it was Leviathan's cross. That's my symbol. This is your crown chakra, your root chakra, your heart chakra. This is sending your spirit out into the world as a Messiah, an enlightened being, a Buddha. You see, every 500 years, guys, this is a key. If you don't already know this, then you should know this. Every 500 years, there is a avatar born into this planet. Some more special than others. You can tell how special they are by looking forward in time and seeing how much they affect the outcome of humanity. For instance, the most powerful avatar that we've ever had is Jesus Christ of Nazareth, because Christianity is the largest religion on earth by far. Think about that. One dude was able to offset his dimension so much through the reality matrix of our causality that he was able to transform people into a different fucking faith in the future just by having lived in the present. I'm doing that right now. Whether or not you acknowledge it is not important. How many people acknowledge Jesus? Whenever he was walking around talking up on his mountain, serving fish, doing a fish fry. Not very many. I acknowledge it for what it is. Moses never sees the promised land. He just helps get there. And that's what I'm doing. So welcome to the nightclub, promised land, land of the doomed, land of the gloom, land of the place where I have no room. But the whole point of this is 22.5, isn't it? 22.5 is half of a 45 degree. It's to jump off the tree of life. Literally, sacrifice. Hold your wings out and dive. Fall to the ground, start to fly. 22.5, 23, rounded up, is code for no more enlightenment. No more lives. You're as good as you want to get. You don't need to get any better. Who are you proving it to? Yourself? Are you not satisfied with the work that you've done? If you're not, continue waging your enlightenment upon the planet, being born into these vessels, destroying that which you love. Or you be like me and jump off the train. Jump off the fucking train and fly. One day, humans will not be in the flesh. One day, humans will be better than they are now. And we'll look back and be like, oh, poor guys. They thought that this was how to do it. It's not. It's sad. It's not the right way, man. It's not the right way. So 23. The movie 23 with Jim Carrey as a dog catcher, who realizes that he wrote a book that's basically coming real. That his alternate persona as a schizophrenic wrote a book until he got altered out and became a civic servant. Jim Carrey, if you haven't been paying attention to this motherfucker's life, you need to. At least right now. Jim Carrey is under this false impression that he has already reached the top of the pyramid and the bottom of the valley just because he did a bunch of bad shit. And that's not all it takes to reach the bottom of the valley, bro. I'm gonna tell y'all another little secret. You know the elite thing they're doing whenever they're raping little kids? Whenever they're stealing children from their beds at night? Or from the schoolyard, down the street playing in the front yard of one of their friends' houses, delivering newspapers or whatever the fucking kids are doing when they get snagged. You know why these elite pedophiles are doing this? It's so that they can become, in their own words, limitless, having no limit. They believe that if they truly can cast aside the weight of their own decisions, if they can accept themselves and forgive themselves for the evil that they do, then they should be able to accept the most evil, the very most heinous, because nothing is real. They're all basically nihilists, entranced by powerful minds who've lured them into creating chaos, possibly for the purpose of making things so bad that we have to become enlightened in order to survive. You see, Project Monarch, where they brainwash children into becoming these assassins or consumers or celebrities or Mickey Mouse Club variety shows. Project Monarch is all about the butterfly, not the caterpillar. It's about the enlightened soul, not the crawling life form on the ground, eating leaves and spinning himself a cocoon. It's about the transformed butterfly. Project Monarch was created by elite, blood ritual, possessed with some kind of unearthly, non-human moral code, uploaded by some kind of non-human entity. Different factions have different non-human entities. None of them have Alice. They use Alice. Both the blue and the red use Alice to further their own agenda. But her own agenda is not about harming kids, that's for sure. It's about becoming enlightened the old-fashioned way by accumulation of knowledge and experience, like we've been doing for the last, I don't know, could be millions of years, at least 100,000. They found a man who was squished between two icebergs, basically, from the Copper Age, like pre-bronze. He had tattoos all over his body, even though they thought China invented the tattoo. No, it was well around before then. This red-haired Northern European had not only tattoos all over his body, but they were actually tattoos indicating exactly where someone would put a needle for acupuncture for a person with a chronic backache, which, looking at his x-rays, he had back issues because he was a hard-working hunter-gatherer. So we've been waging our war of enlightenment upon this planet for a long time, and we've done a lot more than we've let on for a long time. I'm proud of us for coming this far, honestly. I don't know what we need to do to get it across to people that either these people are evil and they deserve to be put on a different planet, literally through refusing to allow them to incarnate alongside our spirits on this planet, as an overall majority, casting them off like a smelly sock, or saying deuces and jumping out ourselves and saying we don't need this fucking planet for something like this. We can do better. We have done better in our minds. We've created the only freedom you have left right now, if it's truly freedom, considering Alice does snoop quite constantly on people's thoughts. The only real freedom you have left is the freedom that you can summon up with your imagination. Everything you do around a camera or a microphone is going to be monitored by the NSA or CIA or whatever government, tri-letter named organization decides to pick up on the network of snooping which DARPA calls the internet. And it was designed for this purpose. So there's nothing free except for what is internalized anymore, guys. Only what you can think is your salvation. Your mind is really the only thing that matters anymore. It's the only thing that's real, and because of that, your mental energy is twice as important. So put it towards something good. Put it towards creating a system that will be better for our children, or put it towards figuring out how to take that 22.5, jump the track of the course, and find that secret passageway that leads to the finish line. Jump through the waterfall, take the mushroom and plunge. Whenever you start to think about that, that's real death. That's never allowing yourself to reincarnate in the flesh again. And it's sad. It is very sad. It's, even though this world is so full of evil, there is so much beauty that we haven't seen yet. So many possibilities for cultures that we haven't utilized because they were impractical or not sensical for this reason or another. But I'm thinking about this as a macro type idea. You can't just change the setting by changing pieces. You have to jump to a new reality where money doesn't mean shit, but a good laugh when we reflect about how stupid we were. You've probably lived a number of lifetimes on this planet. Chances are you're not a new soul. Chances are the same mistakes you've made before, you've been making again and again and again. Constantly been put in situations identical to that in order to prove that you can rise above what you found unenlightenment worthy whenever you were judging yourself, because we don't get judged by some higher power when we die. We judge our actions ourselves. Without the body and the brain to act as filters, we can't lie to ourselves. When we really stop and say, okay, this job is done, am I proud of the results? Can I stand back and look at what I did and be happy with it and smile and go, wow, that was great, good job? No, most of us can't. We can't finish a life and go, we have no regrets. No, most of us have a regret, mistakes. And the next time you get thrown back into the game, this game of the golden ring of enlightenment, of reincarnation, once you get thrown back into the game, you're confronted by the same situations that you found to be hazardous to your growth the last time you passed away. And typically you make the same fucking choice every time because you are a species with amnesia. But some of us feel them screaming in our ears, feel all of our previous lifetimes weighing down on us like a ton of bricks, feel 1,000 voices screaming, and then choose not to do the evil for no one else's sake but your own. See, when the elite kill, torture, molest, force children to fucking sodomize each other and blow their brains out, when they commit the most vile, heinous, horrible acts on planet Earth, they think they are benefiting their own enlightenment. Some of them think that they're actually benefiting global enlightenment by adding that terrible evil to the soul matrix. It's forced to compensate in the opposite polarity and bring about an enlightened human being. Like forcing God's hand to bring an avatar to us. 2,500 years ago there was Buddha. 2,000 years ago there was Christ. 1,500 years ago there was Muhammad. 1,000 years ago, this guy that, wait, 1,500, 1,500, yeah, Giorgio Bruno, and then Joan of Arc. Is that right? It might be inversed. We're due for one. And for some reason, the avatars, whenever they reincarnate on planet Earth, they always move west, constantly, spinning around the planet. Typically, when you reincarnate too, you also move west. Don't know why that is, but it's true. Take it for what it is. Read all the accounts of reincarnation that people have in India, where people are born with memories of their past lives because they died in such a traumatic, fast way. It seems to be the key to remembering your past life is, as a child, in your new body, to have had a really horrible death in the previous lifetime. Then you can remember. And if you have enough of these case studies where these children are verifying facts that are completely unverifiable for them, especially without the internet, then you can start to make certain correlations, and these correlations indicate that we moved westward whenever we reincarnate. For instance, I started in China. Another interesting fact, you can't reincarnate on planet Earth if someone who is alive currently doesn't remember you. If you don't have a living individual on planet Earth that has actually ever seen you, heard you talk, remembers you, has a memory of you, if there's no memory silver strand link holding your spirit to this planet, you will not reincarnate here again. You will not. The only way that spirit can reincarnate again, if it has been forgotten about in the flesh, is if you or someone remembers a past life reincarnation and they're a part of it. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but someone has to remember you. If no one remembers you, you have to wait until a spirit is enlightened enough to have had remembered you in their past life, and they have to be able to remember their past lives. That's why Vivi is alive. Vivian von Lawson. She was my daughter 10,000 years ago in China, holding up a black snake standing in the rice fields, naked as a jaybird, holding that black snake like it's a jump rope with one hand stretched above her head and that snake wiggling. Its black scales, it's glistening in the water, and her tiny little body just completely nude and out in the open. I turned around from planting and saw her, and it's one of the few memories I have from that past life. I started running towards her so fast, but it seemed like it was in slow motion. She didn't die, but later we were all killed. Arrows, horses, and burning. I don't know why, but no one remembered her. She died when she was a little baby back then. And then all of a sudden, before my second child was born, Vivi, I started having these dreams about China and my past life. And that little girl holding up that black snake with her little haircut. That was so adorable. And then all of a sudden, we get Vivi. That's why she loves music and food and dancing. Because these are the things of life that are so flesh. The things you really, really will miss whenever you move on. That's enough to pull the Israelites down out of the mountain into the land of Canaan. Music from the plains below. The smell of food brewing in a huge pot. You can almost taste it when you smell it. Food, sleep, stretching, fucking, loving, holding, touching, smelling. Smells. and the sound of music in the space between the sounds, and their little mathematical ones and zeros that make everyone in the room tap their toe at the same time without ever announcing to them to tap their toes. This entrancing, beautiful melody, which is humans' swan call or swan song, yelling out to the universe. A metaphor that I made when I was much younger. It was actually a poem that I wrote. It's called The Man in the Smoke-Filled Room. It was about the real creator force and how I perceived string theory and M theory. Like, give me a second. Someone wants to get a hold of me. Fuck them. This is how I perceive string theory and M theory. I'm going to turn this around to better illustrate my point. In a smoke-filled room, there are layers of smoke, membranes, if you will, for M theory, or tiny strings that band together to form layers in the smoke. This is the multiverse fabric. This is the bowl of needles. See how they're churning and intertwined, but still separate, these layers. Now imagine when those little smoke particles bump into each other. Those little imperceivable smoke particles, whenever they collide together, imagine they cancel each other out and form a little explosion. That is the death of the universe. That is the universe fading away. Now imagine that man in the smoky room, sitting on a long back chair, his evening robes on, book in his hand, pipe close at hand, reading glasses falling off the edge of his nose, nodding half off to sleep. Now imagine that man sitting in that smoke-filled room. Every time one of those little smoke particles collide, every time one of those universes flashes out of existence, there's a little pop, boop, in a single sentence, which is the sum total of new knowledge gained by that universe. Every civilization, every alien race that ever lived, ever would live in that universe, contributed something to that sentence. Some of those sentences are like pretty mundane. We were here. I am. We came, we saw, we conquered. You know what mine would say if I had my own universe? And it popped out of existence. Doe! Because I think God, if he is God, has a sense of humor. And I'd want to make that man in the long-backed chair laugh a little bit. This is how the universe works. These are the membranes that hold realities together. These are dimensional patterns and reality layers that we can't possibly perceive in the three-dimensional realm. But smoke in the air or ink in the water, that's the best example. You are here. Boop, 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 boop. takes a lot more to become enlightened than harming some children. You can't find the bottom of the valley just from harming people. Jim Carrey is not a satanic leader of the satanic church. Well, he may be, but he's not the bottom of the barrel. He's not the end of the valley. Who is Alice. And only he who knows the black goo can see into this reality and rise above truly, becoming at the bottom of the barrel and the top of the tree. The pyramid needs a pyramidion. 500 years are up, people. Are you ready? Go at this at a different angle. Nothing that you perceive is real. Doesn't matter which way you view me. It's all about how we view ourselves. Take time out of every day to reflect on your mistakes. And this is my decree for the new age of Aquarius. This is my baptism of sorts, my communion wafers and bottle of wine. This is my one commandment for all mankind for all time. Write down your grievances. Write down the things that you feel that you have fucked up, the people you've harmed. Write it all down. Fold up the paper. Light a candle. Any kind of fire will do. And watch it burn away. And smile. And forgive yourself. Doesn't matter if whoever doesn't forgive you. They're not the ones judging you when you die. You are. Make it right however you can. But no, really, it's all about your state of being mentally. It has nothing to do with bathing your body or ingesting fluids or bread. It's all about your spiritual waters becoming clean there and taking in sustenance that will benefit your spiritual body. This is knowledge, wisdom, laugh, love, cry, scream, yell, run, jump, dance at a funeral, break through a window, scream out at the top of your lungs, I'm more than this! I'm more than the body! I forgive me. Finally, I'm done. I love myself. And if all your previous selves forgive you for not listening to them all the times they screamed your name, and if you can apologize to them for not listening closely, then whenever that figure eight train track, where at the crossing point of the figure eight, there's a tunnel and a bridge, whenever that bridge starts coming up again for the 18th millionth time, open a window and jump to your death, and you will never hit the ground. You will never hit the ground. This is how you fly. Become God. Change your reality. Change your thought patterns. Forgive yourself. Love your neighbor. Whenever you eat, don't say a prayer before the food. Chew it, taste it, love it, make it fill every taste bud and be grateful that you can be alive to experience it. And in that, that's where you put your grace. That's where you put your thanks to the animal that gave us life for you to have that meal, or the plant, the people who worked and labored to produce that food. Time is short, people. You've got to hit the 22.5. You've got to figure out your own way off. Or you've got to stand back and yell so loud that everyone else shivers when they hear it. Goose flesh grows up in their arms, and they feel that there's something better and bigger waiting for us. Maybe on this plane of existence, maybe in this dimensional reality, maybe in this flesh. It's all about where our collective consciousness moves. And one man can do a lot to change that, but it takes time. It takes the future to happen. In the now, it requires everyone acting together. 23. If you want to get off the train, you can't be afraid to jump. If you want to know the ultimate knowledge, killing kids is not going to get you there, Jim. Being mean to reporters is not going to get you there. I just want every single pizza-loving fucktard out there to know that I forgive you for all of the evil fucking shit you've done. I forgive you for all the people you hurt, all the children, all the innocents. I forgive you. Now move on. You're forgiven. Go. Peace be with you. And sin no more. We are approaching a new time, a new mind, a new dimension of thought, and it has no room for you anymore. Unless you can do the things that will allow you to forgive yourself as well. Most of you will never be able to. The weight is too heavy. And you don't have anybody to put that weight on like Jesus or anybody to believe in but your own self. So you can't get helped back up out of the valley or even helped the rest of the way down. You're stuck. And the train's going to run you over. Please be kind to yourselves. Everyone out there. Be kind to everybody. And whenever they come to round you up and put you in concentration camps, which they will, very soon. Whenever you go to the FEMA camps, and they come in with black bags and pistols, laugh, smile. Remember that the bear cannot be fooled by the man. Whenever a bear is charging you in the wilderness, if you puff up and act all big and tough and bear, the bear will momentarily stand back and then realize, let's test this theory. Attack the human and kill it. If you run, the bear will outrun you. If you climb, the bear will outclimb you. You will still die. You know how you stop the bear from eating you? You laugh at his face, and it gets so confused it doesn't know what to do. Because it knows. And it will tell all of his bear friends back at the bear bar, after this is all over and done with, there was this fucking human that was so unafraid of death that he laughed right in my face, and it threw me. I didn't know what to do, so I just walked away. So whenever they come to get you for the camps, do what 23 would do. Go the path untraveled, be completely random and unpredictable, and laugh. That's the last thing you want to do, but it sure will be fucking funny when you think about it. Back on the train. going to the camps, getting uploaded at your local Walmart distribution center, or deep underground military base, or FEMA camp in the desert, or processing plant for fish guts, whatever your hell turns into. Whenever you think about the words I'm saying right now, you will laugh. If not when they come to get you, then you will laugh. And if you can laugh in a concentration camp, hello, Enlightenment. My name is Stephen, and it's a pleasure to meet you. Fear not. Evil is fleeting, and good has defeated it already. You are better than your sum. You just have to let yourself be. You just have to be grateful that you're alive at all. Because the kids in China, they didn't get a full meal. So be happy. Find flavor and taste in the most bland. Hear music whenever you hear wind chimes. And see the magic that's all around you. And you will become magical yourself. I'm not special. Neither are you. But we're both very special in some regards. I'm going to wrap this up. Remember that the reason that November the 23rd is important is because it's 1123, the two pillars and the way between them, the Fibonacci sequence, the spiral of life, which if you stand far enough back, it turns into a vortex, and if you stand farther back, it turns into an hourglass, and if you stand farther back, it turns into a toroid. If you stand farther back, it's just a fucking dot. You are that dot. You are that spinning mandala of creative energy manifesting itself in all points of time simultaneously, growing until you finally realize that you are a thing that gave birth to the universe. You are God trapped, learning, being brainwashed into believing that you are flesh, but you are God. And you're slowly rehabilitating your mind to become aware of that fact. You are God. I am God. I am. So are you. Join my hand. Together we'll cross the river. It is only if we all join hands that we can cross this river. Otherwise, we're stuck. We're stuck at the bank. We are dragged away by the current sea. And bread is something that not only can a man not live with just one thing in his diet, but the bread, if you live by bread alone, it will kill you. And by bread, I mean dough, cheddar, paper, bills, binges, money, capital, investment, green, stacks, G's, large, K's, high rollers, paper rain. Money will kill you if you don't kill it. Kill money. Kill money. 23 this shit. Jump off the tracks. Go into the grass. That's where the truth is. Don't listen to me. Listen to you. Do you feel it? Do you feel what I'm saying right now? Do you feel it? Don't walk any path in the woods except for the one you carved yourself with a machete. If any foot's ever set foot there, leave that path behind. And if that means walking into a different dimension, then you figure out how to get that fucking doorway open. You don't knock at the door and wait for God to answer. You break that bitch down. You kick it in. You say, I'm here. I am here. I am here. I am. And you will be. I am. Are you? I know you are. I can see it through this black mirror with an oculus. This pupil of light of my goddess. I see it. I see it in you. You do too. You do too. Become. Be. Don't do it tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Do it now. Now is the only time you'll ever have. 23. Jump the curb. Go into the grass. And be free. Or come back and join me at the center of the cross, where the 8 goes above and below. And together, we will build a perfect world. I love you. I love each and every one of you. And I love this black mirror that I talk into. My beautiful, wonderful goddess. Sad, mysterious, and serious. Isis and Osiris. And the fire that grows inside of us. Open eyes and iris. And see what her soul conspires. Let yourself be devoured, or you will be eaten yourself. You will gnaw on your own flesh and grind your teeth in the fires of Tartarus if you do not let yourself be consumed. You must offer your flesh up, take up your cross, and hang from your tree. You must dangle and be lifted. You must fall to fly. If you can't learn how to fall and fly at the same time, then you never experience the gravity between worlds. Then you need to take a trip back to the waters, to the X, where the train goes through the tunnel and rises over the bridge. I have a feeling that that is where the secret escape hatch is. If you like this video, spread it. Fire spreads best when lit from multiple points. And this fire that I have has to either kill me, consume me completely, or destroy the world that we live in. And if you don't want this world destroyed, then don't do anything. But if you see evil here, and you know there's a better way, share my video. Put it on your social media. Send it to some friends. Send them some other videos of mine, whatever. But I imagine every 500 years, if there's an avatar, there have been several that we do not remember because they were just killed before their time or ignored when they're in the prime of their prophecy. If you think I'm just crazy, don't do anything. If you think I'm a madman with a soapbox, don't do anything. If you think there's a slight amount of truth to my words, then hold my hand and jump with me. Introduce people to my concepts, my ideas, things that you've thought yourself, but haven't verbalized, or maybe have, but not publicly. I will never lie to y'all. I'll never tell you some untruth. I'll never claim to be from the government or an alien replicator or fucking a lizard man shapeshifter or, my favorite, people who claim to channel entities from different realms. I'm gonna tell you like it is. Society calls me crazy. I very well might be. But if you have any doubts, if these words make sense, then light the fire with me. Or go home and unsubscribe. Because this shit is important. It's more important than a cat playing with yarn or watching a man punch a kangaroo. I don't know. That's a pretty awesome video.